Let me start by saying I am not a debunker. The question presented here is, does mankind possess UFO technology? The answer is a resounding yes. Contained in these books are over 100 years of proof from the Patent Office that man has possessed the ability to create the objects seen in the sky that people have called UFOs. For example, a magnetohydrodynamic craft patent filed in 1964 was for a heavier-than-air flying craft surrounded by a plasma. A plasma sphere around an MHD craft will make that craft appear as a glowing ball of light. That same plasma absorbs radio waves, and thus makes the craft invisible to radar. Does this sound like any UFO sighting that you've ever heard of before? You can see this patent, along with many others, in Volume 4 of the UFO How-To series entitled Magnetohydrodynamics. In the science of rocketry, we learn that to achieve a low Earth orbit, a speed of 17,000 miles per hour must be attained. To escape the Earth from the ground, a speed of 24,200 miles per hour must be attained. Would you believe that a plasma propulsion patent filed in 1959 had thrust 60 times more powerful than chemical rockets? You can see this one for yourself in Volume 3, Plasma Propulsion, of the UFO How-To series. I want to convey the importance of getting out of the theoretical for people to see the facts as they actually exist. Talking in theoretical or esoteric terms easily becomes misdirection. For example, what is antigravity? Anti-gravity devices are actually quite commonplace. Ladders, balloons, helicopters, your muscles, etc. I don't say this to be cute or smarmy. I say this because the word anti-gravity has been used to keep the populace misdirected. Like a stage magician. Anti-gravity has been used to keep you thinking about theoretical concepts instead of letting your attention focus on proven techniques. Anti-gravity presumes some sort of cancellation of the local gravity field. It is this process of fuzzy definition that keeps people in the dark. It is our concepts of gravity that must be adjusted to understand the UFO phenomenon. I say, dispense with the word anti-gravity, which is a theoretical term. Instead, use the word electrokinetic, which is proven by many years of patents. I will use the term electrogravitic as a blanket term for all systems which employ high-power electromagnetic currents for creating high-speed electrokinetic propulsion. But don't think about this as neutralizing gravity. This is way beyond neutralizing gravity. The word electrogravitic is the key to understanding UFO systems generally. To understand further, you must comprehend how a capacitor functions. Put it simply, a capacitor is a break in a current. The electrogravitic effect is best described as a propulsion in one direction by a high-powered stimulus. When working with capacitors, high voltage impulses in a capacitor will cause it to lurch in the direction of that capacitor's north pole. Following Wallace's work, high-speed rotation of elements with odd nuclear spin values cause directional movement that is neither centrifugal nor centripetal motion. Ultimately, elements with odd nuclear spin values increase the propulsive effect regardless of whether the high-speed rotation method is used or the high-voltage electrical impulse method is used. To create the electrogravitic effect, you start by breaking up a constant high voltage into pulses. Those pulses go into materials with odd nuclear spin values. For example, you could put the output of a 250,000 volt impulse transformer or a resonance transformer's output into a large plate of barium titanate. Barium titanate is very desirable for this because barium, which has a positive 3/2 nuclear spin value, and titanium, which has a negative 7/2 or a negative 5/2 depending on the isotope, creates the differential that is most effective for creating the electrogravitic effect. Barium titanate is also a material that has a high K dielectric value, meaning that it can store an electric charge very well.